Your hair loss daddy is back in the house. Let's find out what's going on in the news today in my real time. Here's a comment that came in this morning, and I love the fact that this is from a female. I understand that roughly only 8% of my audience is female, so hey, everybody's welcome here. Here's a comment from I am Corey, that's me. And judging on the comment and the photo here, it's a female. So again, thank you for your input, because we don't often receive female inputs. I love that on a video that's actually about hair loss. A video I made a while back called Receding Hairline, Propecia Side Effects. Really? So I am Corey, that's me, had this to say, quote, before you consider taking this hair growth medication, read my comment. Men, a bald head on a man is not an issue for us. I'm talking about women. It's more in your minds than ours. There are more important things to look for in a man than hair. Hair doesn't pay the bills. Here are some examples. A job, a leader, good money management skills, confident, strong, trustworthy, honest, respectful, polite, considerate, loving, loyal, spontaneous, happy, positive, the ability to make us laugh, thoughtful, great provider, intelligent, stability, mentally stable, mature, someone we feel safe and secure around, but not hair, fellas. With all that being said, I wish all the best either way, end quote. Now here's what I love about this comment. I love everything about this comment, but consider, I have never heard of I am Corey, that's me. This is the first time I've ever seen this person watch any of my videos. And granted, that's an older video I made several years ago, but what's funny is I'm assuming this is the first video that I am Corey, that's me has ever seen. And I'm assuming that I am Corey hasn't seen the dozens and dozens of videos where I go through the list showing, based on surveys, what actually attracts women to men. And I always say, you ask any woman in real life, what are the top 10 things she sees in a man that makes him attractive to her? And hair never makes that list. It's so interesting. And I want to introduce this phrase to you, paradigm shift. Now, that's a word you've heard, but maybe don't really know what that means. Paradigm shift. You know, one of the things I've regularly said over the years in my video, and she basically said it just then, anything you believe in your mind is true. And of course, the main important part of that is in your mind. Anything you believe in your mind is true, because that is your reality. And so a paradigm shift, best way I can describe it personally, is you have your own version of reality, yet everybody else has their own. And you assume that your version of reality is the one that's real. But collectively, if most other people in the world see it differently, then maybe they're right and you're not. Now, in this case, they would be the females. I continue to say, the irony in that so many young men who perceive they might be losing their hair, or feared that they will be eventually, that they assume that women judge them the same way they judge women, which is largely on looks. And so men who know the truth, who are woke, they know the truth. They know, wow, if I appear to be confident, if I appear to be happy, and I am happy, and I'm in control of my own emotions, and I know what my skills are, and I own what I'm not good at. And when I say own, I mean like, hey, for me, I'm not good at fixing cars and being a handyman. I know that. I make a joke about it. Even if you are losing your hair, you truly are losing your hair, you make a joke about it, and a female is going to find that more confident than a guy who has hair but isn't able to make fun of himself and show that level of confidence. So paradigm shift is in a time when you have your version of reality, and it's a matter of overlapping it with, I know it's hard to know what is reality. I understand that, because if we all have our own versions of reality, but what we have to challenge ourselves with is considering, are you willing to make the paradigm shift? Are you willing to accept females do not see you as attractive in the same ways that you assume that you think that they are attracted to you? And it only it really shows how limited so many guys are in their thinking. That they would think, well, surely only females can only be attracted to me in the way that I would be attracted to men if I were attracted to men, you know? And it's almost like it tells you, like if you were a gay man, I would only be attracted to men who had hair. But see, you're trying to be gay in your mind, basically. That doesn't even work, okay? Don't think like a man. Don't think what your assumption of a gay man thinks like. Forget about that. Don't even try to assume, just based off of what you heard in the comment and what I've been telling you this whole time. Females are attracted to men differently. Females are physically attracted to men in ways that have little to do with how they actually look and more about how they act, how they speak, how they lead, how they provide, how they are mentally stable, how they are able to communicate. But a man, and that's the irony. So my favorite internet meme of them all is Bad Luck Brian. Just go, after you watch this video, Google that. Type in Bad Luck Brian meme and then go to Google Images. And that is pure gold to me. That is comedy. Off the top of my head. Actually, I shared one at work today. It was somebody's birthday in the office. And so everyone's like, happy birthday. And they'd send, you know, whatever kind of kittens and pony pictures or whatever to make the lady feel good. But not me. I sent the meme of Bad Luck Brian and it said, and it's that guy that has that, he's got the sweater vest on and he's like, for his high school photo. And like, so it's always like these bad things happen. So at the top of it, it says, gets an ice cream birthday cake. And then at the bottom of the big letters, it says, is lactose intolerant. Like, those are so funny to me. One I actually shared last week. I'm sharing these at work a lot, apparently. But another one was, gets a pet rock. And at the bottom, it runs away. That is hilarious. So definitely check those out. But I think it's so interesting because I think very easily so many of my viewers who are young and aren't even actually really losing their hair, the fear of hair loss is greater than hair loss itself kind of thing. So many of them are their own Bad Luck Brian. As far as it would say, has a full head of hair, pretends he's bald anyway. Like, that is, and that's thing, and not even good at pretending you're bald. If you're actually bald, you're probably more confident than the guys who are not, because by that point you've already faced a form of death in the eyes and said, I'm not afraid of you. What hair I have left, I'm shaving it off, I'm working out, and most importantly, I'm all those things on that list. I appear to be confident, and please know, I'm saying appear to be confident. Steve Martin, right? Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, quote, a loose quote, people can't tell the difference between real confidence and fake confidence. So the appearance of confidence, knowing what you're good and bad at, knowing how to actually communicate with people, not just men, but women, knowing how to lead. Basically things that I do in my videos, that's probably the best thing you can actually learn and take away from my videos. I'm not teaching you guys anything about hair loss, nor do I really care to. What I care to do is to be your manly mentor and show you there is a paradigm shift that needs to occur. It's almost like an eclipse of some sorts. This is your reality, but then here is everybody else's. And the moment you start adopting the general female's perception of things, you actually begin to mature. And that's one of the words she used, was you begin to mature. So this is actual reality, but a lot of people would rather remain in their own world. They refuse to make that paradigm shift. So thank you so much for leaving that comment. I appreciate you being here. And by the way, in closing, and check this out, look this up. Many videos have been done in which do women really worry about hair loss? Well, there was this one I'd mentioned a while back where it has, I don't know, like it interviews a dozen different females. What do you really think about a guy who's balding? And what's funny is almost all of them are like, you know what? It's not really a big deal because here's what makes me actually attracted to a man. And out of all the interviewed, there was one that actually said, yeah, it does kind of bother me. I don't think it looks that great. But what's funny is the girl in that video it's not that big of a deal herself. And so imagine, and I always think, if a girl actually truly does think that a guy that's balding young that's a turnoff, well, is she hot stuff to begin with? And what I've learned so far is, no. A woman that you'd be attracted to is not going to be so shallow that that's going to be the thing that she is. That's like you saying, well, unless she's super thin, I won't be interested. Like, that's basically the equivalent. And that's not how most men actually feel. But see, there could be this whole alternate universe in which there's a female version of me making YouTube videos about girls who, are obsessed with looking like a supermodel and think the guys won't date them because they're not a certain size. And that's not reality. I know that if we could interview 100 guys. Hey, what do you think about a girl who's not like perfectly thin? I doubt hardly anybody would ever even, honestly, any of those guys would even care or notice. But I think that's probably the trade-off. That's the other version. That's the thing that most females don't understand about men. We'll see if that ever comes up again. I think that's a very important point. All right, we have lots to discuss. The comments of yours belong